Hello, my name is Kathy, and today I'll be discussing how to use homeopathic remedies on ailments, continuing with infections, infestations, and the immune system, starting with the letter T, Part 1. But before I do this, I wanted to let you know that because I have a great many videos now on many different topics, that I've decided to make several different video playlists so that it's easy to find the videos of greatest interest. So please check out my playlist page. Please refer to my How to Use Homeopathic Remedies video before using the material in this video. I'll be discussing how to use homeopathic remedies on specific ailments, but I've broken these ailments into categories for easier reference. I'll begin with ailments of the mind and emotions, then I'll move on to ailments of the brain and nervous system. Then I'll address issues with your skin, nails, hair, ears, eyes, nose, teeth, gums, lungs, respiration, heart, blood, circulation, muscles, bones, joints, esophagus, stomach, duodenum, small and large intestine, liver, gallbladder, pancreas, kidney, bladder, then ailments specific to women and specific to men, then issues of the hormones and the metabolism, then homeopathic remedies for infections, infestations, and the immune system, then issues surrounding fertility, pregnancy, childbirth, postnatal problems, homeopathic remedies addressing special problems in infants, ailments and diseases in childhood, and special issues of adolescence, and finally, special issues of the elderly. Constitutional treatment involves treating the totality of the individual person. Everyone is a unique individual with a unique physiology that responds to substances differently. In homeopathy, it's recognized that people will react strongly to certain remedies, and as a result of this, they can be loosely placed into different categories, called constitutional types. Homeopaths talk of, for example, phosphoric types. These are people who react strongly to phosphorus, or Arsenicum album types, those who react strongly to Arsenicum album. The belief is that people of one type share similarities in terms of body shape, character, and personality, and the sorts of diseases from which they suffer. As an example, nature-muir people tend to be pear-shaped, have a dark complexion, be fastidious and rigid in personality, and keep themselves to themselves. They also crave salt and suffer from constipation. As another example, lycopodium types tend to be tall, gangly, and of a stooped appearance, with an anxious expression and a craving for sweets and a propensity to produce intestinal gas. Now, of course, constitutional types have their limitations. In reality, each person is an individual, and so there are as many constitutional types as there are human beings. An account must be taken of the sum total of the person's inherent predispositions, past illnesses, diet, general reactions to the environment, intellectual and emotional features, and general attitude towards life. This is what is meant by constitutional treatment. I'll be making detailed videos of the various constitutional types after I've completed the use of homeopathic remedies on ailments. The ideas, procedures, and suggestions in this video and all my homeopathic videos are not intended as a substitute for the medical advice of a trained health professional. Consult your physician before adopting the suggestions in this video. If you're pregnant, do not attempt these techniques without the approval of your physician. So let us continue learning how homeopathic treatments can help with infections, infestations, and the immune system, starting with the letter T, Part 1. Infections are an almost daily occurrence, but if we're healthy, our immune system deals with them before we notice any symptoms. Most microorganisms enter the body through the nose and mouth, in the air, in our food, sometimes on dirty fingers. Some enter through cuts and abrasions, while others invade the urinary or reproductive tract through the urethra or vagina. Many of the microorganisms with which we share this planet are harmless. Some permanently inhabit the inside and outside of the human body. A few even produce substances useful to it and prevent harmful bacteria from finding a foothold. This is true of certain bacteria in the large intestine and vagina. Some bacteria are harmless in one part of the body but damaging in others. This is true of E. coli, which is benign when it is in the colon or rectum, but harmful if it is transferred to the urethra, vagina, or mouth. Each kind of microorganism, whether it is a bacterium, virus, fungus, or blood parasite, carry special chemical markers known as antigens. Some strains of lymphocyte, which is a kind of white blood cell produced in the lymph nodes, spleen, bone marrow, adenoids, tonsils, and the wall of the gut, recognize antigens and stimulate other lymphocytes to produce proteins called antibodies, which then disable the carrier organism. Other lymphocytes directly attract and destroy the invading organism. For about 6 months after birth, babies are protected by their mother's antibodies. After that, the immune system is sufficiently mature to start manufacturing its own. Homeopathic immunization does not involve introducing live or dead viruses or antibodies into the body. Instead, remedies are prepared from diseased tissue or secretions using the traditional dilution and succession method. Like other homeopathic remedies, they contain in highly potent form the essence of the source material used, in this case the essence of the disease organism and its toxins. The body reacts to such remedies known as nosodes by sharpening its immune response. The production of antibodies in response to antigens, the so-called immune response, is not the body's only line of defense. The body's first-line troubleshooters are neutrophils and macrophages, which are two kinds of white blood cells that constantly patrol the blood system and tissue fluids and respond immediately to the chemical and thermal signals sent by tissues when they become inflamed. If inflammation is suppressed, white cell activity is impaired. Neutrophils and macrophages gobble up and digest offending microbes, foreign particles, and other noxious elements. The resulting pus is a mixture of necrotic tissue, dead bacteria, and dying white blood cells. Infections can be treated by killing the germs that cause them, or by helping the immune system to deal with them, or both, depending on general health and the virulence of the infection. Traditional antibiotics can deal with bacteria, but not viruses. After a course of antibiotics, live yogurt or kefir, eaten daily for at least 5 days, helps to repopulate the gut with the beneficial bacteria that the antibiotics have killed, along with the harmful bacteria that was their main target. Homeopathic remedies, improved nutrition, fresh air, exercise, and rest can restore the coping ability of the immune system. In some cases, homeopathic remedies and antibiotics used together may be necessary. Constitutional homeopathic treatment is always advisable after serious infections. Occasionally, as a result of aging or exposure to certain viruses, bacteria, chemicals, and environmental factors, the body loses some of its ability to discriminate between self and non-self, or fails to recognize and destroy its own abnormal cells. The first kind of impairment leads to autoimmune diseases such as rheumatoid arthritis and systemic lupus. The second leads to cancer. Allergies, distressing reactions to certain drugs, chemicals, foods, and other substances that seem to be tolerated by the majority of people are the downside of having an immune system. Tetanus. Tetanus occurs when the body is invaded by Clostridium bacteria, whose toxins attack the nerves in the spinal cord. Symptoms are painful cramp and rigidity in the muscles of the spine, limbs, abdomen, chest, and throat. Cases can be fatal if the chest and throat spasms interfere with breathing. Clostridium bacteria live in soil and enter the body through wounds, even through small cuts and grazes. The incubation period can be anything from 2 days to several months. Orthodox treatment consists of antibiotics and drugs to combat bacterial toxins and relax rigid muscles. The person may also need assistance with breathing. The homeopathic remedies that follow should be taken in addition to the orthodox remedies. Specific remedies to be taken every hour for up to 10 doses during a tetanus attack. At first sign of muscle spasm, use aconite 30C. Head thrown back, muscles of jaw and throat in spasm and jerking, use Cicuta 6C. Tetanus following a puncture wound or injury to a nerve, site or injury still very tender, use Hypericum 30C. Where jaw is locked, use Oenanthe 6C. That's Oenanthe 6C. Immunization prevention. Always clean wound thoroughly using Hypericum and calendula solution. 5 drops of the mother tincture of each in a half pint of boiled, then cooled water. If the wound has been contaminated with soil and you have not been immunized or received a tetanus booster injection in the last 5 years, take Hypericum 6C 3 times daily for 3 weeks as a preventative. Tuberculosis. Tuberculosis, or TB for short, is now rare in Western countries but still common in Asia, Africa, and the Caribbean, and becoming so among AIDS sufferers. The tuberculosis bacillus, a type of bacteria, is spread by droplet infection or through milk that has not been TB tested, and mainly affects the lungs, but it can also attack the brain, kidneys, and bones. A single attack may confer immunity, but residual bacteria can lie dormant for many years until reactivated by general ill health or undernourishment. The initial attack may produce no symptoms at all or be mistaken for a mild case of influenza. The symptoms of the secondary stage, once known as consumption, include slight fever, night sweats, fatigue, weight loss, a dry cough that eventually produces pus or bloody sputum, breathlessness, and sometimes chest pain. But these tend to onset extremely slowly. If TB is suspected, see your doctor. A prolonged course of antibiotics may be necessary, together with rest and time off work and a better diet. If the brain is affected, symptoms will be those of meningitis, which is a severe headache, stiff neck, and intolerance of light. The appropriate action is to see a doctor within 2 hours. Although the homeopathic remedies that followed can be self-prescribed, sufferers are advised to put themselves under the care of an experienced homeopathic doctor. Specific remedies to be taken every 2 hours for up to 10 doses when symptoms are acute. Fever and weight loss, use Bacillinum 6C. Fever, head sweats, hands and feet feel cold and clammy. Person weak and apprehensive, use Calcarea 6C. Person wrung out and exhausted, chilly and worried, thirsty for sips of water, use Arsenicum 6C. Also, you can use the Tuberculinum 30C nosode. Self-help. Increase the level of potassium-rich foods in your diet, raw vegetables and fruit, and ensure good levels of protein from whole grains and pulses as well as fish and meat. Get plenty of rest and fresh air. I have a great many videos now on many different topics, so I decided to make several different video playlists so that it's easier to find the videos of greatest interest. So please check out my playlist page. Well, that's it for now. To stay up to date with my latest videos, make sure to subscribe to this free YouTube channel by clicking the red subscribe button right below this video. Take care.